since I've had so many people asking about proper form and a lot of different exercises, I figured I'd at least show you guys some of the basic exercise moves for your abdominals. There's a couple of things to remember, and I'll make sure to talk through them when we're going over, so let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to start with is a basic reach. And there's a couple of things to remember for the basic reach. Rule of thumb for any type of abdominal work mostly is you want about 18 inches between your glute and your heel. Anything farther out and you're cheating, you're just making it easier for yourself, and anything farther in is more advanced, and if you lack the abdominal strength, it's going to be very difficult. So about right here is the place to start. With basic reaches, what I normally use is a body bar to lay across my feet to help with counterbalance. If you don't have a body bar, you can use weights, or you can even just simply tuck your feet up underneath the edge of your couch, something to help hold you still. So what I do is I'll put my feet up like this with the bar right up top, and the best way I can describe it is you're like a mummy coming out of the coffin. So you're going to have your hands up like this, and when you come down, you want to make sure that you're coming down only to about right here. What you want is you don't want any of your upper back or your shoulders to be touching the floor. If you're coming down here doing your sit-ups, what you're doing is you're arching your back. See how I can get my hand underneath there? All that's doing is putting strain on your lower back. So you want to stay up here, and plus that keeps the constant tension on your abs. It gets a little hard to talk if you hold it like this. So what you're going to be doing is hands straight up. You come up to about right here. Don't come any higher, because then all you're doing is sitting up and you're taking that pressure off your abs again. So you'll be right here, and the best way to remember that is you don't want your hands to come over your knees. So what you're going to do is you're going to control it nice and slow on the way down, just barely touching with the center of your back and coming right back up just like that. So that's our basic reaches. I can't stress how important it is not to arch your back and not to lay down on the floor. Now for a lot of people that'll be hard, especially if you lack the core strength to be able to do that. So what we normally do at the gym with our clients is we'll tell them to bring either a rolled up blanket or a rolled up towel just to put right behind them. This is kind of a reminder for you when you get down to your lower back to stop right there, and also it can help you if you need a little help getting up. So in that same situation, you would be right about here. You would come down, you would just touch the top of the towel or the blanket, and you would come right back up. So that's a basic reach. Let me show you guys some other stuff. Now for the basic reaches, that one's for your whole entire abs. That works your upper ab and your lower ab. Now I'm going to show you an exercise that works your obliques. That's the side of your abs where you see those nice little lines running up the side. For this one we have what I call penguins, simply because they remind me of penguins waddling on the ice. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 18 inches again between your glute and your heel. And you're going to have your hands to your side just like this, to the sides of your knees, and up off your shoulder again. You don't want to be laying on the ground, because then you'll be arching your lower back and you could strain yourself. So just like this, with your arms perfectly straight, not bending them, you're going to go to the right, then crunching to the left. And this one's going to be working your obliques. You'll feel that squeeze in your sides, and you're going to be coming just like this, trying to get as high up off the ground as you can. Once again, stay up off your shoulders. Unfortunately, you can't obviously put the towel behind you on this one if you have a hard time getting up. So a lot of times people might feel, their neck might hurt, it might hurt their shoulders. That's because you have all that extra weight behind you. The higher you get up, I guarantee the less your neck will hurt, so work on it. Let's see, next one we have is our basic crunches. This one, what I normally do is, remember, 18 inches again, hands through the center of your knees, just like this on top of each other. And all you're doing is you're crunching up just like this. It's just a little movement, but you really want to make sure that you're digging into your abs and really pushing them down into the ground. So it's just like this. You don't want to bob or come up like that, because that's cheating. You're using counterbalance, and it might seem easier, but it's not the best for you. So you're coming up just through the center of your knees, just like that. Alright, now the final one I'm going to show you is probably one of the most difficult, because this one works your lower ab. The lower ab on a lot of people is the weakest, especially on women. That's where we always seem to have all of our weight. So this one is going to be called our leg raises. With this one, again, you're going to be keeping your shoulders up off the ground, trying not to lay them on there and not arching your back, pushing your back to the floor. So you're going to be just like this with your legs out in front of you like this, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull them up just like that to where your ankles are above your hips. If you do not pull them above your hips, you will not be engaging your lower ab. If they are out here, you're getting your upper ab. Up here, you're crunching and using your lower ab. So really pull it back. Now, don't be doing it like this where you're pulling your knees back. You're using your legs for that. Most people will try to do that because they have stronger quads, obviously, than their lower legs. Don't bend your knees. Just like this, down. Don't come too far. We don't want to arch the back, so about here is where you want to stop. And pull it up above your hips, back down, and back up. Those ones are very difficult. I still have a hard time with them. It just takes practice. The only thing I can tell you is if you do have a hard time with it, you can do it one leg at a time. You don't have to do both legs at a time. So you can have one leg on the ground, bent like this. The other one, just work on bringing up just like that. Alright, so those are basic ab exercises. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment or you can message me, and I'll do my best to help. So good luck out there and stay motivated.